see Alinsky's signature methodology permeating Kagan's unyielding refusal to admit to contradictions in her words and actions. Kagan embodies the artful dodger of Alinsky methodology. We may rightly admire Senator Sessions' dignified and forthright approach in the confirmation hearings. However, he is perhaps too much of a Southern gentleman to get as mean and aggressive as he needs to get in order to defend America effectively against the likes of Elena Kagan. Everything within us abhors the Republican leadership's simpering acquiescence to the momentum of this fraudulent confirmation process. Theirs is an unforgivable lack of courage, witnessed by their unwillingness to take bold action and to resist at all costs the ascension to our Supreme Court by a fraud such as Kagan. Nor do they even show the fortitude required to mount a filibuster against this enemy of our freedoms. It is Kagan who recently argued to the Supreme Court that political speech can and should be regulated by the federal government, up to and including censorship of books. It is Kagan who, as dean at Harvard, established Sharia law's most powerful and prestigious academic beachhead to date, the Harvard Islamic Finance Project, directly financed by Saudi Prince Alawid bin Talal, a member of the oldest Islamic terrorist organization in the world. The purpose of this project is to train American lawyers to practice Sharia-compliant law in the United States of America. Oh my God. Have we, the people, heard even one question directed at this woman as to her dedication to lend institutional respectability to Sharia law? We have not. It is Kagan whose impassioned argument recently before the Supreme Court urged that American corporations should be permitted, under the guise of the First Amendment, to provide material aid to terrorist organizations and do so with utter impunity. Finally, if confirmed, it will be Kagan who casts her vote on cases brought to the Supreme Court that will determine if conservative talk radio survives the fairness doctrine or not. It will be Kagan who will hear cases as to whether Sharia law should be allowed in the United States as a legal system within a legal system. It will be Kagan who will draw deeply from the well of radical Alinsky politics her penchant for intellectual dishonesty and her ignorance of and disdain for the doctrine of original intent, that the Constitution means what the Founding Fathers intended it to mean. Given all the foregoing, is it not time to set a precedent in the Elena Kagan vetting process?
Exactly.
No Supreme Court nominee has ever before been brought up on charges of perjury during a confirmation process, and every single one of Elena Kagan's statements are made under oath. Where an oath is administered, perjury charges may be brought. In light of Kagan's apparent utter disregard for the truth and the apparent documentary evidence thereof, what could be more appropriate than that a courageous senator bring such charges of perjury against her? Therefore, we citizens of America demand that our leaders bring Elena Kagan up on charges of perjury without further delay. Has Senator Sessions not said repeatedly that Kagan's testimony under oath absolutely contradicts the facts that are key to examining her for confirmation? Has Kagan not lied, and does she not continue to lie under oath by denying material facts that would disqualify her from serving on the Supreme Court if she had answered truthfully and directly the point of each question? No amount of qualifiers added to an answer make that answer truthful when the net is that Kagan's answer is yes when the facts say no, and no when the facts say yes. A half-truth is a whole lie. Kagan speaks anything but the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, which is just as Saul Alinsky would have it. Mr. Obama, we don't know why you hate America, but then again, we don't know why Lucifer hated heaven either. We stand irreconcilably opposed to you and your plans to destroy America. Actions you are now taking will inevitably bring this about if you are not stopped. We will act boldly as law-abiding citizens to do whatever it takes to save this free republic, to stop and decisively defeat you and your accomplices, and thereby restore our country's security and freedom.